Well, hi again, this is Dr. John over at the Center Path, and we're going to be doing some stuff on disturbing thoughts, letting it rain. So, the RAIN process, RAIN is actually an acronym, and we'll go over what that is. When I started learning meditation, it was all about calming the mind, but it was never about stopping thinking because you can't stop the thought process. It just continues on and on. That's not a part of meditation. What meditation is to recognize and to not be affected by those problems. Okay. Now, my teachers had always told me, and I had started teaching as well. I teach people is we sit to become still. We become still so that we become calm. We become calm so that we can actually see. When we see things as they are, we can actually appreciate them and not be affected by them as if they were like bigger than they are or smaller than they are. We're not making mountains out of molehills. When we get that process, it's difficult because we're trying to take a train and see all the cars all the time. You just can't do it. So what we need to do is we need to calm down. Notice the closer you are to a train, if you're sitting at the tracks and that train's flying by, all you see is colors, right? You don't even see any graffiti or the lines or anything or what the tear weight is or any of that kind of stuff or what the logo is on the side of the train. But as you further back away from that train, now you can even look and watch one train car go by. That's an important process. And that's what we're trying to do in meditation. We're trying to like slow down the brain. Now, we're talking about rain here. We're going to talk about it as similar to the cultivating process that I talked about before. Cultivating the mind is just like cultivating a garden. One thing you have to do is you have to realize what a good thought is, a good plant, or a weed is, a bad thought. And we have to be able to pick those out before they've taken root too deeply. That's an important part of the process. Now, how do you do that? Just like with gardening, you have to understand what the difference between a radish sprout and a weed sprout look like. They look different, but you won't know that unless you know what the other ones look like, right? So it takes some time, it takes some development to do that. So here's what we're going to do with disturbing thoughts. Number one, R, rain, we're going to recognize the the that there is a thought coming, that there's a thought there. Okay, recognizes a feeling of arising. What is the emotion, right? Without getting into the motion and riding along with it, grabbing on and just letting it go. What is it? Not jumping on the train yet. Right? Right now, we're just going to see it, recognize it as a problem. Oh, this is a disturbing thought. Oh, oh, that's not good. But don't give it anything else than that. The second is accept. R for um, R is recognize, A is accept. So we're going to accept it for what it is. Hey, that's a disturbing thought. Easy enough said, right? Difficult to do because that emotional stuff comes up, those mental formations, those feelings, right? Your perceptions and stuff will be different because of that thought arising. Okay, it's disturbing to the consciousness. So we want to actually have that be something that we accept for what it is. We're feeling an emotion, okay, allow it to be that way. Now, the next one, I investigate. So we're at what we have. We have recognize, accept, investigate, right? We're going to investigate. So where did that come from? Where do we feel that in our bodies? How do we feel that? We're investigating sense, not the past and not the present and all that stuff. Where is it going to go? Like, where is that one thought right now? Where did it come from? Where did it go? Sometimes people have visuals, like some people see things come from the left to the right, like it was a scroll. Or some people like the Star Wars logo comes up this way, right? It says, da, da, all that kind of stuff. How did the thoughts come up for you? And that just gives us a way to dissociate from them, get away from them, not let them take charge of us because we're observing them. And then N, the last part is non-identification. So we're non-identifying. We're not going to give it any power. Okay, take that emotion, feeling, sense, and watch it from afar. It is not you. Okay, it is not your thoughts. It is not your feelings. It is not your perception. It is not your body. That's just a thought. Okay, and we have to see it as the illusion that it is. Like when we're watching a movie, one of my teachers was saying, like life is like watching a movie. We get so excited when the hero wins. We get so upset when the villain does bad. We cry when the dog dies. We're all so involved and emotionally engaged in that movie. But when the movie's over, we're done. This is the way we should be with life. This is the way we should be with those things. Now, that's because we're in that meditative process. We're meditating, right? Later, as you go through life and as you're developing your meditation practice, you're becoming more skillful with it. You're using something like this rain thing to um, recognize, uh, accept, investigate, and not attach to. That's what we're going to do with everything in our lives. So when you do something wrong, and this is I've noticed this in my practice as well, because when I practice a lot before the pandemic, I was practicing at least, geez, 6, 7 hours a week because I was teaching 3 of those hours anyway. And when the pandemic hit, kind of everything fell apart, wasn't able to practice as much. I noticed I was getting more frustrated with things that went wrong. So if I burned like the croissants the other day, uh, I got really upset about that. I was over attached to how they were supposed to be, rather than being mindful and knowing that our oven doesn't work the way it should and all of this other nonsense. Um, I think the meditation practice I noticed made a difference for me in that way. Does it make a difference for you? We'll see, right? So don't forget to like this if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more, because we're going to talk more about the problems with meditation and the approaches to getting out of them. Okay. Um, Using RAIN really will help you recognize, accept, investigate, and not attach to things, right? That's the whole idea of it. You may choose to say, stay in acceptance for whatever, okay? Or maybe an investigation. Maybe you'll stay in recognizing for a while, just to recognize. Each one of those can be their own meditation processes. So if you want to just recognize every thought that comes up, we used to call it like brain spotting. Like train spotting, you just watch the train, the cars go by, or plane spotting, watch the planes go over a plane, just to watch them, just to see what they do, wonder where they go, where they come from, who's on the plane, all that kind of stuff. You don't get upset about it because it's making pollution or something. We're just recognizing that it's there when those things come up. Huh. And as soon as that one comes up, another one will come up. It's weird. Oh, then another one will come up. And notice how they don't stay very long. Some of them do. Some of them you want to focus on. You become very obsessive about it. And you want to find out, why is that? But that gives us our next step, which is accepting it for what it is. Just a thought. Just let it be a thought. Okay. We need other practices to add with this too. The understanding of things like, the Four Noble Truths, for example, the Eightfold Path, the different ways of living that are explained in the teachings of the Buddha, which are good. Those are good to add in. Don't worry about being too um, uh, involved in that. You have to be secular or whatever. Don't worry about that. Right now, just take it for what it is. Use it as metaphor. Okay. Use this technique to not try to fix. Okay. It's not an end all. It's not a fix for any certain problem. It's part of the process. This is like working out. Have you ever gone to work out because you want to be healthy and you're doing curls or you're doing bench press? You don't use those in real life. You're not running around lifting things like that in real life, but you're doing it to be overall healthy. You're not jumping around in place or doing um, burpees or something like that because you have to do those in real life. Nobody does those in real life unless you're a teacher. That's what you do. What you're doing is you're getting your heart rate up. You're getting everything else stronger. You're getting mobilization going. This is the importance of meditation as a practice. Okay. Um, let's see, what else did I put about that? That's about it. This is all on my blog through the center path. I've done that for a number of years, and I think that I'm continuing on that path with some of the biochemicals and some of the neurochemicals and hormones and things that are involved in the meditative process and the way the brain changes. I really got hip on the brain. I've been a chiropractor and acupuncturist for over 25 years. I've been studying neurology and really into meditation and martial arts and all of these kind of things for a very, very long time. And I have that kind of mind that wants to know where it came from and how it got there. So I look back through things. You can see things on Zen sickness. You can see things on the harm of meditation. You can see different things on how the brain changes with meditation processes, how the brain changes when you're angry all the time, how the brain changes when you're sad all the time. These make a difference. How you can change your chemicals. Remember, guys, take your vitamins, do your meditation practice, and it is a practice, it's a process, it's not a goal, right? You're just trying to get through the day. Okay, so do your thing. Let me know how you're doing. Um, Follow us on other things like Facebook and whatnot. I'm not very good about following up on those, but I'll try. And let's follow me on Reddit. You can see me on Reddit too. I'll try and put a link in the description, or you can just hunt me down from there. And you guys have a good one. We'll take care of yourselves. Talk to you later. Bye.